Yeah, I know.
Didn't expect to see you here.
Look, it's me. I'm here. Deal with it. Let's move on.
I just
Drop it.
All right, I'll drop it.
Who'd have thought that this would have been a movie to get me out of my self-imposed exile? What's up, guys? It's Courtney, one half of the rest of Deconstruction, and I'm bringing you my review for... You thought I was going to put Techno Syndrome right there, didn't you? Nope. Mortal Kombat. Spoilers, of course. Released on the 23rd, so just 2 days prior to this recording, in theaters and on HBO Max. It's directed by Simon McQuoid. Yeah, I thought it was McQuaid, but nope, it's Oid. With a screenplay by Greg Russo and Dave Callahan with an M. These are some interesting names, I'll say that. And it's obviously based on the video game series created by Ed Boon and John Tobias. It stars Joe Taslim, Hiroyuki Sanada, Louis Tan, Ludi Lin, Jessica McNamee, and others. Now that the pleasantries have gotten out the way, let's get to the shit. Let's start with the things I liked. The opening scene, which they released online but I chose not to watch, shows Bi-Han murdering Hanzo and his family. The classic feud between the Lin Kuei and Shiraryu clans. The fight choreography in this film is also really good. Now, there were moments where you could tell some of the actors aren't trained fighters due to their speed or fluidity of their movements that they hide with some quick cuts, but overall the choreography is excellent. I also really enjoyed how faithful they were to the game regarding costume adaptations and lore. We see some cool Easter egg references to other characters that I hope we get to see in sequels. There's also a moment when Sub-Zero and Jax fight that played out as a cutscene from story mode that led straight into a fight.
Done 6 tours, motherfucker.
I'm not sure if I should include fatalities and gore with the fights or the adaptation portion, but those were dope. They used some fatalities / moves from the games, and the gore was top notch. Kung Lao's fatality was just, oh my god, amazing.
Flawless victory.
Props for the effects as well. They weren't the best, but very, very solid. There are also some good performances as well. Josh Lawson as Kano steals most of his scenes.
Lucky for you, I don't have any standards. Let's see if you're a natural blonde.
Joe Taslim as Bi-Han was really intense, and you believed he didn't give a fuck about Hanzo and his family or clan. Hiroyuki Sanada wasn't really in the movie much, but the opening sequence was well acted by him and helped you buy in when he came back as Scorpion. Sonya and Jax were also bright spots of the movie as well with their short time. I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but I did not have Cabal sounding like a stereotypical New York tough guy on my bingo card, but I fucking loved it.
I think I can help. Did you see a guy down there? Complete fucking asshole. Answers to Kano.
The funnier thing about it is that the guy who voiced him is Australian. Who would have thought? Now, on to some things that I didn't like, and there's quite a bit. The dragon symbol being a marking of people chosen for the tournament is an odd choice and kind of dumb in my opinion. Just have the fighters get a Harry Potter letter saying they've been chosen. Also, they don't even have the tournament in the film. Shang Tsung circumvents the tournament and tries to kill Earth's fighters, as there's a prophecy that Hanzo's blood will unite new fighters to protect Earth. That's fine and dandy, but there needs to be a tournament. The characters train for it, and they hype it up that they need to be ready, only for Outworld to say, nah, we just gonna kill y'all at Raven's Temple before it starts. Apparently, co-writer Russo told Collider that he planned it this way, that ideally the first movie would be pre-tournament The second movie would take place during the tournament, and the third movie would be post-tournament. Later on, I'll get to a reason why they could have had the tournament in this first movie. I also didn't like killing off popular fighters in this movie, especially if they're hoping for sequels to expand the story and universe. They killed Melina, Cabal, Kung Lao, Kano, Reiko, Natara, Goro, and Sub-Zero. Now, I'm not mad at Sub-Zero dying because I love the character of Zombie Sub-Zero, aka Noob Saibot, which we will get in the sequel if we get one. Now, a friend and I theorized that since they showed Melina's death in the trailer, that hopefully her being a clone leads to multiple appearances in other movies. I also think they showed too much in the trailer. They could have kept Melina's obvious death and Goro's appearance a secret. I really don't give a fuck about Reiko or Natara. Yes, I know they have fans. I just happen to not be one of them.
Fucking whoops.
Shang Tsung taking Kung Lao's soul was cool as fuck though. Now, Melina, Cabal, Goro, Kano, and Kung Lao are fighters that I wanted to see in the tournament. Goro's death was also trash as fuck because it seemed too easy after the character gets his upgrade. That is not how the champion of Mortal Kombat should be treated. He really didn't get any fanfare or grand entrance like in the 95 movie. They made it a big deal. So, going back to the dragon symbol, all the fighters with this symbol have Arcana, which is the source of their superhuman abilities. It's dumb. Kano's ability is his laser eye. Yes, that's his special ability, not a cybernetic implant. I really thought and really hope that the scratches on his face, which he gets from what reptile, by the way, would slowly get worn away to show that faceplate of his, but nope, nothing. It's its special ability. Sonya doesn't even have the marking, but later she gets it when she kills Kano and it transfers over to her. I'm not too sure, but I guess Jax's ability upgrades his metal arms when he goes to save Sonya from a piece of rubble that landed on her. But the question is, if he hadn't lost his arms and been fitted with flimsy metal prosthetics, what would his powers have been? Really weird choices instead of just giving them special abilities. It's okay. Our suspension of disbelief does not require explanation for said powers. It's fine. We got niggas teleporting around with cryomancers and pyromancers. I think we'll be okay. And lastly, my biggest issue is Cole Young. Remember earlier when I said I'll get to a reason they could have had the first tournament in this movie? This is the reason. There was no point in Cole's character being in this movie. He's a boring character, and the only cool thing about him is that he said he's an orphan from the south side of Chicago.
Your marking comes from your lineage, Cole.
Lineage? I'm an orphan from the south side of Chicago.
South side represent, motherfuckers. Fuck y'all talking about. They made Cole a descendant of Hanzo and the catalyst that frees him later on, which lets him get revenge on Behind. This was unnecessary. If you cut out his character and this descendant plotline, that gives more space to actually have the tournament. You also lose the prophecy angle, but again, I don't think you need someone from Hanzo's bloodline to bring together fighters to protect Earth. Just bring them together.
Think about it, right? I'm right. I just came up with that. It's crazy.
Cole's story drags the movie down and just takes up time that could have been used to flesh out some of the other characters, because you probably noticed I didn't mention Liu Kang, Kung Lao, or Melina standing out on a character basis. This time could have also been used to allow for longer fights. because they run through the fights in quick succession in the third act, even though they're still pretty cool. And I think it's because they spent too much time not doing shit and trying to help Cole unlock his powers. Leading up to these fights, which takes place after Kung Lao dies, Cole steps up and starts creating a plan to separate the Outworld fighters and force one-on-one fights in different locations, basically forcing the tournament on them that they didn't want. Now, why this wasn't Jax or Sonya is beyond me, since they're, special forces. Cole should have gotten murdered by Goro. Instead, he cuts off his hand, eviscerates, and stabs him through the head. He also has the worst powers ever. He gets armor covering his torso, but they couldn't decide what they wanted it to do. During the Goro fight, it glows as it absorbs kinetic energy from Goro's punches, and Cole uses it to enhance his strength. But during a later fight with Melina, it does none of that. Now, hearing about this character when details first dropped, I always said if you wanted to use a fish out of water character that was new to this world, you had Johnny Cage right there. I'll go a different direction after seeing the movie. Cole wasn't needed when you had Sonya right there, who had been researching the tournament's history and knew a bunch of information, including the fact that fighters trained at Raiden's temple that nobody knew the location of. But instead, you have her be clearly frustrated about and taunted for not having the marking.
You're welcome to stay with us, Miss Blade, but the training area is for the chosen ones only.
So she can't partake in training or fight in a tournament until she gets the marking from Kano. By that time, they've already forced separate fights in their makeshift tournament. Why do this to her?
Your death has no worth.
Ah, girls can be so mean.
With that being said, Mortal Kombat isn't a terrible movie. There's enough in it that I found entertaining and interesting that I wanted a sequel, so they can hopefully make better decisions the second time around with maybe different writers and a different director possibly. Even though you can still tell that they were fans of the games and mostly tried to do right by the games. Again, the fights are well done. There are some good performances and really cool Easter eggs and game references as well. I say check it out if you get the chance, but you have been warned. I'd probably still take the 95 movie over this one as far as story goes, as that one finds a way to include the tournament. And Shang Tsung was trying to cheat in that movie as well by attacking early. Let's not forget that. And in the sequel, Shao Kahn just said, fuck it. Even though we didn't win 10 straight, we're still going to invade. But I'll take this movie with regards to the fights, special effects, and the R rating actually giving us blood and the intensity that a Mortal Kombat movie deserves. Now, if you're watching this, this means I actually went ahead and recorded the review and went through the process of editing and all that jazz. Who knows if this is going to lead to more reviews? Probably not. But this is a movie I really felt like I had to talk about. Thanks again for the support, guys. As usual, whether it's 1, 5, 10, or 100 views, and maybe I'll catch up with you guys later.
Kano what?
Kano, none of your fucking business.